retrofitting could be something like changing your windows so that if they're single pane windows, you might do double pane windows. If there are old windows and they're leaking air, you would put in new windows that are more secure so that the air exchange between the house is something that you control and it doesn't happen just because the window is old and leaky. That's a retrofit. If you have a boiler in the house and you change the boiler from an oil boiler to a natural gas boiler, I think Terry might be happy about me on that one, right? A natural gas boiler. That makes it more, it could make it more energy efficient, especially if it's an old boiler that burns dirty oil. That's another kind of retrofit. There are all kinds of things that you can look in the home and you can change. And that's what the energy audit would do. They would go look at things like your boiler, your windows. They would look at how well, as the woman said, your home is insulated. And so those are the things, when we say things like that, it's more than that, but I'm just trying to give very concrete examples so people understand when we say retrofit, that's what we mean.
So, our community members have gone and they've gotten this evaluation. Can they then come to the state or some other resource and find out potentially what to do about that? Get some guidance on what would be the most appropriate way to address those issues?
The energy audit will probably, or should, give an analysis and tell you what your next steps are. From time to time, there are financial resources available. Sometimes there are tax credits available. This new program that we're going to be launching this fall in the Birmingham and Huntsville areas will help provide financing for energy improvements to homes. So yes, you can contact our office and we'll, there might be something available at that time and there might not. But if there is, we'll be glad to provide that information and direct you to other sources.
Okay, I believe there's a question in the back. Ma'am?
My question was along those lines of where you mentioned earlier about the retrofit program that's going to be happening in the fall. So you would need to have this assessment in order to qualify for that program if you're a homeowner, or there'll be information going out. So how would a homeowner go about applying for that, where it said you're going to have the home energy retrofit programs?
More information will be forthcoming about that. It's a brand new program that is just now being established. So if you would you can check our website or contact me. And we also have a database. If you would like to send me your contact information, we send out information periodically from our opportunities that are available from our office and from the U.S. Department of Energy. And that's a good way to stay in touch with what is available.
If I can say, you can pay someone to actually do an energy audit. There are inspectors out there that will come to your home and do a full energy audit for you. Approximate cost, $300, but if you look at the long-term savings of it, which the energy audit will tell you exactly where your weaknesses are in your home and what you can do to correct those, but you can pay. There are people out there that do those.
Okay, so are there any other terms that were mentioned that maybe some of our attendees feel that they would like to have clarified, or they're not really sure about what that meant to them? At this time, all right. Well, it was mentioned earlier that a public comment until I believe April 29th is the deadline for that?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, and so for community members, for example, we kind of got into the whole community benefits agreement aspect. What other things can community members look to, or what should they be thinking about in terms of impacting that particular policy or the implementation of that policy that might benefit their communities?
For me, I guess the start is like, what change would you like us as EPA in the Environmental Justice Program? Like, I work in the Environmental Justice Program. Cecil could talk about his years of experience, but you could talk about what you don't know, what you'd like us to see, for us to do. And I know you guys talk about, we don't know. The first thing I would say is to get on our listserv, to get to know. I am happy to get the list of names and bring it back to our office and share information. Just like, next week, is it March 30th, March 31st, it's the NEJAC, I don't know if you guys know what NEJAC is, maybe just go back. It's the National Environmental Justice Advisory Council that, been established, I think right after the executive order. And, there's a board, a council that gives advice to the current EPA administrator how we should proceed. And that's, as a matter of fact, that's what CARE got. CARE grew out of that recommendation that Cecil talked about that he had with VAC. That's where that came from. And believe me, they have done a lot. So there is a work group on the Gulf Coast, and I'm actually the designated federal officer on that work group. So we having a teleconference call, and the registration did end yesterday, but you could still send it in. I have a copy because I'm having my work group call this afternoon. So I do have a copy of that notice, and if you want, I can leave that information for you guys. But go ahead and register as soon as possible. If you'd like to make a comment, this is your chance to make those comments. This is a chance to get your voice heard. You know, it is out there, but